Welcome to Debbie's Bill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear of favor. President Mahama has revealed possible constitutional reforms to extend the tenure of both the president and members of parliament from 4 to 5 years. He stressed that a longer term in office would give elected leaders more breathing space to implement policies and fully deliver on their mandate. The proposal is expected to form part of broader constitutional review conversations that resurface under the current administration. Supporters argue that countries with longer electoral cycles see more policy continuity and less disruption from frequent campaigning. However, critics are likely to question whether extending terms reduces accountability to voters. Meanwhile, constitutional amendment in Ghana requires a referendum if they affect entrenched clauses. So, recently, President Mahama, during a briefing to the country, where he stated that the Commander Sugar Factory will be revived very soon, he also put an info across, and that has to do with they are considering extending the term of president and members of parliament. So instead of 4 years, they are considering 5-year term. So when we should have a political party taking over or ruling the country, that is going to be 5 years. So you're no longer coming in for 4 years. So it means that we will have our elections after every 5 years. It wouldn't be after every 4 years. It will be after every 5 years. Yeah. So I think they will now go and deliberate on it in parliament, and then whatever being the outcome, we will get to know about that. But this is a brief one. Personally, I feel like every responsible and serious leader should be able to complete your task within a 4-year term. It is not about the number of years you have. You can stay in power. We have people, African leaders, that intentionally extend their terms in government. And some stays for 30 to 40 years plus. And the country is still the same. There is nothing like improvement. There is nothing like development. The country is still stagnant. No improvement. The citizens sees nothing. It's as if the way the country was in the past few years, that is what they are still seeing. There is nothing like improvement. And so any serious leader should be able to develop the country within a 4-year term. It is not about how long we need to expand or extend the year term of presidents of members of parliament. I'm saying this because we can extend it. Okay, we can extend it because maybe the citizens might feel like, oh, the NDC is doing well, or maybe the MPP is doing well. So why not we extend their term? But what if after the MPP leaves power? What if after the NDC leaves power? What if any party that comes on board leaves power? And then we get a leader that is very wicked, a leader that does not care about the citizen, a leader that is his only concentration has to do with embezzling state funds. Then we are doomed. It means we will have to stay right here till that 5-year term is being completed. And there's nothing you can do because that is what has been stated. So for the 4-year term, for me personally, I feel like it's okay. It is okay. And that is why it is mandatory. I keep saying this, and I'm not sure I'm going to back off from saying this anytime soon. I keep saying that if you're coming to, if you've won power, and then you are ruling the country, bring out policies that you know you can finish within 4-year term. You don't bring out policies that you know personally within you. You know these policies, you cannot finish it within the 4-year period that has been given to you. But they will still go ahead to promise the people. And because our ears, we love to hear good things, we love to sweeten our ears and all that. And so our leaders have also seen that. And so they come up with nice policies to get the vote. Then after they get the vote, we don't see anything. So the 5-year term the president is talking about is not a bad thing, but personally, I feel like we can even extend it to 10 years. If we get bad leaders, we can extend it to 20 years and the country will still remain the same. If they're not ready to do the right thing, we will still suffer as a nation. So the best thing is, whether 4 years, whether 2 years, whether 3 years, you know your mandate. You know what you're supposed to do before that 4-year ends. You know what you're supposed to do before that 2-year ends. So before that 2 years comes to a halt, you know you've been able to accomplish whatsoever you've promised the people to do. And this is one of the major challenges all African countries. Sometimes we think that we have limited time. And so we need to extend the years. So we keep extending the years. And you have a bad leader. You have a bad leader that does not think about you, does not even care whether the people are faring well or not. They don't care about the development of the country. They're only selfish about themselves. And they keep extending their term in office. And when it happens like that, it is the citizen that will suffer the more. It is the citizen that will suffer the more. And that is why it's being stated that they said if a wise leader leads a country, the country succeed. But if a leader that is unwise leads a country, the people within that country suffers. So that is equally the same. We don't need to extend any years. We don't need to. It is not necessary. You can do whatever you are supposed to do within that 4-year term. You can do it. The only thing is that we are interested in bringing out the promises, but we are not interested in putting it into action. That is the only challenge here. That is the only challenge. And if you go to some other African countries, it's worse. It's worse. To the extent that even citizens do not even have the freedom. They don't have the right to pour out their grievances. They cannot even demonstrate, because when they do so, they will be attacked. So imagine, we get a very wicked leader that do not think about us, that is only interested in his tummy and that of his family. Then we are doomed as a country. So for me, 5 years, whether 6 years, whether 10 years, whether 20 years, it's not about the number of years that you need to spend in office as a political party, as a leader, or as a government. The little time that is given to you, you can do something. You can prove us wrong. We can give you, in fact, we can even decide that we don't need to change. We don't want to change. We don't want any change of government. We just want one person to rule. We can change the constitution, do it that way. And that's to do it. You ruling till maybe God calls you home, and then there is a replacement. But the problem is, when you get a leader that is selfish, you will suffer as a country. You will suffer. And a lot of African countries, citizens in other African countries, are going through same. So it is not about we extending the years. It's about you sticking to your promise, executing it, and ensuring that you do it. It's not about we extending it for you. We can extend it for you, and we'll still see the same thing that we are seeing. The only problem is our leaders are not ready to change. They're only interested in bringing out the policies. And this one is true. You know it, and we know it. They're only interested in bringing out the policies, the initiative, and that is because they need the vote. And immediately they get what they want. It ends there. And sometimes you will be surprised to see government officials moving into remote areas that their roads are so tattered, remote areas where there is no electricity, remote areas where the citizens suffer to even access potable water. But these people can pave their way into these communities, convince them to vote for them. And then afterwards, it ends there. The promise that people that, listen, vote for us. You're coming to construct your roads. Vote for us. We will give you access to electricity. Vote for us. We will give you access to potable water. And then they don't do it. And then we should extend. No, come on. It's not about extending the years. It's about you being able to execute whatever you said you would do within that 4-year term. And that is why no one forced you. If you're coming to stand in, you want to be president of Ghana, you want to hold a position here in the country, no one writes your manifesto for you. You bring out the policies yourself. So the first thing you need to do is to bring a policy that you know that you can complete within a 4-year term. You don't bring out policies like one policy I know. Bring out policy that you want to build about 1,001 something, and then you don't do it. We will hold you responsible because that is what you want to do. And so every responsible, every serious leader should be able to execute their mandate within 4-year term. There is nothing like extension, because if extension to come in and then we get a wicked leader, then we are going to suffer. So I think this should be, it should be deliberated on. As I said, that is something that the president has announced. It doesn't mean that they will just wake up and do it. It will go to parliament, they're going to deliberate on it. Definitely, citizens will also share their thoughts. And then they'll take it from there. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.